DJ Ash Noble here, MC Noble, the guy with so many different names, whatever you want to call them. Welcome back to another stream, and today I am shedding a little bit of bad news actually. Scrolling on Facebook today, a post which consisted of a little bit of bad news, and when I read it, I was sad actually. I was a little bit gutted. So yes, you read the title wrong. You read the title right. Sorry, not wrong. You read it right. I apologise. You read it right. The title says R.I.P. DNA. Now it means I'm talking about DNA as a brand that I have played for many of times now, and sadly they're coming up to their goodly, they're coming up to their 10th birthday in June. Sadly, it's going to be the last ever DNA. They've announced that they're finished, which is quite a sad sort of thing, really. There could be good reason behind it. There could be some exciting reasons behind it. I mean, sometimes, things have to go to make way. I saw the post, that I read the post, and I felt a little, and I wanted to do this stream because I wanted to explain why it kind of made me sad, and I just wanted to also do this DNA as well, because DNA has been absolutely amazing for me. It's been one of the best things I've been a part of, musically wise, because it's made me connect with so many different people. It's made me make so many new friends. There was like one point where we was coming to DNAs and we was going meals before the DNA, and I'm just, and I'm sat there around the table, we're about to have our dinner, etc. And, I'm sat there and I'm thinking, we're not just, it's not just a gig. It's not just we're a family. Do you know what I mean? And, we're getting together, we're having a shed load of fun, and we're blasting out banging music. And I never, as daft as it sounds, like in the end, I never saw DNA big, and I kind of saw it almost a bit like a get together with your friends, but it was still a gig at the same time. And it was like going and sort of like seeing people that you maybe hadn't seen for a couple of months and having a catch up with them, and just having a shed load of fun, and having a laugh. I want to thank Mark Pantolin and Nick Smith for the DNA bookings. I've played about 4 or 5 DNAs now, and they've all been good for me. They've all been fun. They've all been banging, and they've all just been something that I've really enjoyed. And I've just been absolutely honoured to have been a part of, and it's just something that has really just been a wicked thing for me, as in regards to music wise, and throughout my journey, wherever I go music wise, wherever I play, whatever I do, I will always remember DNA. They sort of what I would really call my first sort of biggish out of town booking. So obviously last year I did the Harder Southwest Fest, which was quite big for me. But then when that was kind of like that was still, we were still sort of lost a little bit then, and like clubs and things weren't fully back open by that point. So obviously when I started doing the nightclub scenes again, obviously the DNA, which I'm just looking at the flyer now, it was a DNA with Scott Brown, and it was kind of like my first big out of town booking, where I was actually driving to another town to go and play a set in a nightclub, and I was warming up for the legend Scott Brown, and ever since then I've kind of like become part of the DNA family. And this is again, I wanted to make the stream to just thank and reminisce upon them times within DNA. And you know, it's always, like I say, it will always be something I will look back on and remember. You know, remember when we used to do them DNA hardcore nights in Leicester, and you know, I'll be like, yeah, they used to be banging, and you know, because I always enjoyed myself. So you know, and they've been really good for, you know, pushing sort of up and comers through. I mean, you know, they put me on, and you know, I've done quite a few other big things, you know, as well as DNA, and I do believe that, you know, places like DNA have definitely helped me along the way. They've given me some opportunities, and like I say, most importantly, which is what I love the most, is like making the new friends. And um, obviously, you know, it's not going to be the end of you know, coming to night outs in Leicester, and you know, doesn't mean I'm gonna fall out with everybody I've made friends with there. Don't, you know, don't get me wrong, but it is a little bit of a sad moment. So they're putting a DNA on the 17th of June, I think it is. Um, and I sadly won't be able to make it. It's just a little bit too, you know, it costs a bit going. You know, they kind of just wanted everybody, you know, to kind of come there, as it was going to be like the final thing, but it does get a little bit costly. And I don't think I've currently got a way of getting there. So, and I don't like, you know, I don't like saying I'll play sets and do things like if I haven't got a guaranteed way of getting there, because I hate being that guy who lets somebody down like a couple of days before an event, or even worse, on the day of an event. So it's just one of them. It is just literally one of them. But like I say, DNA has been an absolutely amazing part of my music career, if you want to call it that. And like I say, you know, it will be a shame to sadly see it go. But you know, things sometimes go for, you know, for new things, or sometimes for like bigger and better things to sort of come in the way. So hopefully, you know, DNA will maybe, I don't want to say replaced, but maybe something will come along that will, you know, that will just sort of like, in a way, maybe eventually replace it, or you know, there might be some other things coming instead. I'm not entirely sure, but all I can say is that DNA has been really fun. And you know, I even remember seeing DNA flyers before I was even DJing. I remember there was a couple that was going on in sort of like 2019, and you know, there was some that was taking place just before the lockdown. And I even remember when Nick, who runs DNA, I remember when he messaged me and asked me if I wanted a slot in Leicester, and you know, it wasn't all too long after we had played that Harder Southwest festival, and it didn't click. I remember like, yeah, taking the booking, but not realizing that it was actually through DNA. And then when the flyer got dropped and I saw that I was on it, and I saw that, you know, it was through, that's when I was kind of like, you know, like quite buzzed, because I'd seen some like past DNA flyers, and I remember thinking like, wow, this is actually quite, you know, this is actually quite big, you know, this is actually quite a biggie for me. You know, so obviously, you know, it was obviously a buzz to, you know, be a part of DNA. So yeah, it was just a quick little stream. Really, it wasn't aimed to be too long. Probably one of the shortest streams I've probably ever done. Where I, you know, I normally ramble for like 35 plus minutes. I mean, well, let's just say if a stream definitely is never usually under the 20-minute mark. So you know, it is normally well over the 20-minute mark. But yeah, so yeah, I wish Nick all the best in the future. Again, thank you for all the bookings, Nick and Mark. DNA has been absolutely amazing. And yeah, until next time, people, take it easy. Actually, before I do go, I'm not going to ramble on, but I'm thinking about doing another stream in like a day or so. It's not going to be anything music related, but just keep your eyes peeled. I actually need